Hey everyone, back again. So I wanted to pick up on a comment that Todd made yesterday about thoughts. And we were talking about what do we do to get out of the craziness, to like find that moment of peace, to get in touch with our inner truth. And he was talking about how he likes to do exercise or likes to bike somewhere out in nature, which allows him to get away from his thoughts, these famous thoughts. We're always trying to get away from them. Now, I think it's interesting because when I think of thoughts, first of all, my entire life, I thought education was everything. You know, it was like the more I knew, the greater of a person I could be, or the more possibilities I could have. And I still believe that to an extent. However, I also realized that what's going on in our head is they're called thoughts. No matter what, they're always called thoughts, but it has very little to do with thinking many times. So thinking, I think, that's kind of like when you're doing the word games or when you're trying to figure out a problem, whether it be small or big, you're actually putting together your experience, your creativity. You're trying to come up with a solution that you've never had before. And so therefore it requires actually some effort. But how much of what goes on in our head is actually active thinking? Most of, I think, what goes on in our head, at least in mine, don't know about yours, would love to know if we're all the same or not, but mine is mind chatter. Mine is just going on and on and on, and it could be, I get the old song, I hear a little, we have traffic lights here that they have a sound for people who can't see, so they know when the traffic light changes, and it makes this noise, and right away I think of a Massive Attack song that I listened to 15 years ago, and I will carry that song in my head for the rest of the day. So I didn't actually think about that. That wasn't a thought. That wasn't something that I put there actively. That was something that just popped in there, along with a million other things, along with, oh my gosh, I have to go pick up the laundry, or I have to go do this, or all of my to-do list, but then there's all the other stuff, all that stuff that I'm not responsible for. It's just it's gushing into my head as I'm going through my day. So what I've come to realize, at least for me, is if I try to follow everything that my head is doing in every which way that it wants me to go, I'm just going to get lost. I'm just going to be going around in circles all day long. I'm going to become reactive. And what I've learned is that through meditation, through whatever works for you, but in my case, sometimes it's meditation, sometimes it's a walk in the park, many times it's a walk in nature, because I love nature. And I feel it kind of grounds us again, brings us back to who we really are, to the essence of us. And then, then you can hear beyond the chatter, beyond the noise, because that noise is always there. I mean, I noticed when I first started trying to meditate, I was like, I think everybody does, because they say you're trying to reach that place of no thought. But there is no real place of no thought. But what happens is their thoughts are there, but at a certain point, you're just not paying that much attention to them anymore. You're paying attention to something deeper, something greater, something bigger, something that's, taken a hold of you only when you settle down enough to actually listen to its message or feel its message. It's not even, there are no words in the true inner voice, basically. So anyway, the thing about thoughts, I would love to hear where you're at with this. Hey, Ian, great to see you there. And I think I am overly consumed with thoughts, so I always try to find a moment and a space where they are not my priority. And whatever happens, I'm going to say, okay, thoughts, I'm going to deal with you guys later. And right now, I'm just going to be, enjoying nature or feeling the breeze. And I think it helps with sensorial things when you take time to smell the flowers, or when you take time to feel the breeze against your skin. When you breathe, even just breathing by itself, you don't even have to be in a beautiful place. You could just find that beautiful place within you. So I think thoughts could be good, but I do think the good type of thinking is done very, very little. And there's a lot of activity in our heads, which doesn't do us much good. So what do you guys think about that? And if it's not, I would love to hear your take on it, because of course I'm kind of making this up as I go along. This is how it all, and of course I think about it, it goes over and over and over in my head on what do we do with this? But thoughts are such a big part of our day, and I think sometimes they're very, very misleading. So anyway, great catching up with you guys. Please leave me a message. Tell me whatever you think. I would love your thoughts on that. And I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.